What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about why I think that modern FPS games suck. So let's get into it. Enjoy this gameplay in the background. This is Star Wars Battlefront 2 from 2005, and just so you know, it's active on Steam. There's plenty of servers, so if you ever want to get on and play it, go ahead and play it. And I'm actually going to be using this as a comparison, so that's why I decided to use this particular gameplay. So one of the reasons why I think that modern FPS games suck is because the game itself is filled with all these wannabe sweats and tryhards that think they're going to make it into these top tier clans even though they won't, because they're nothing but losers, and they've turned a game into like a full-time job. That's the exact opposite of gaming. That whole competitive esports beta male nerd shit, yeah, that's garbage. Gaming is supposed to be about fun. When you get on a game, whether it's online or not, you're not supposed to feel like you're trying so hard just to have fun. Like what type of fucking loser does that? That to me just screams unemployed kid that has no job and no life. That's what that screams to me. Someone like me who works and operates 2 YouTube channels, I don't have time for that shit. I play the game to escape reality and have fun. That's the whole point. And modern games don't provide me an escape from reality. They're filled with microtransactions, and they fail to deliver on content. Another thing that I think sucks is the live service model. The live service has absolutely ruined modern video games, not even just FPS games, but modern video games in general. What is the point of paying for a game that's not complete? Does that make any sense to you? Why should I spend $60 on a game that has $20 worth of content and won't have the rest of it until 6 months later? If you would have told me this back in like 2009, I would have laughed in your fucking face and maybe even spit on you in the process and said, get the fuck out of here. I'm not buying that worthless piece of shit. I'm gonna go buy something that's, filled with content. This is a game that if you buy it, all of the content is right there. And it's also only like a 5 gigabyte game to install. You could get a modern game, like say Black Ops 6. It has the Warzone, all that other shit. It's not even fully finished. All the updates to the game aren't even there. And that's why I haven't bought a COD game since Cold War. Cold War was the last one I bought. That game blew wiener, and I said, that's it. Never buying another one. Because you buy the game, it has $20 worth of content, and you don't get the full $60 worth of shit until 6 to 7 months later, and by then, games like that have a yearly release, the game's already dead. So half the player base is already gone. That's pointless. Literally pointless. And another thing that I think has ruined a lot of these modern FPS games is lazy developers. Like, why should a game from 2005 run perfectly fine even in today's standards? This game is flawless. I do have a really good PC that has a good processor and stuff, but even if I didn't, this game could run on pretty much anything. You could probably run this game on an Android device and it would be smooth. Now you have these modern games with these like super high graphics, and you have to have an expensive setup, and then the game is filled with bugs. It's like, why would I spend thousands of dollars to play some modern game that sucks when I could go back, play some older games that are actually fun? They always run smooth. I never have stuff like packet burst or any form of issue. No frame drops, none of that. But if it's a modern game, you're always in your settings, you're always messing with stuff, because they're always fucking with the graphics, trying to make them more realistic, which is cool to an extent, but when it affects gameplay, and you have to keep upgrading your setup and getting better graphics cards, that literally defeats the purpose. It's not fun. It just becomes a waste of money at that point. It's like, whatever happened to simply buying a game, putting it in your system, and playing it? Waiting for big downloads, You know, all these graphical updates that affect performance. They can't fix the bugs on launch. There's always some sort of issue on launch. But back in the day, any game that you would buy, you didn't have to wait on it to download unless you're on PC. But back when I had console, you'd just put a game in and play it. There would be no issues. There would be no packet bursts. There would be no FPS drops because it was configured for that specific device. And then another thing that I think is stupid, especially for PC players, is crossplay for online multiplayer. One of the dumbest ideas I've ever seen in my life. So you're going to have controller players that have full aim assist going up against mouse players who have absolutely none. How is that fair to anybody? That really takes away the fun. So now you have someone on a controller who is basically aimbotting you across the map, and you're on mouse and keyboard because that's the standard input for most PC players. You can use a controller, and I do sometimes, depending on what game it is. But like this game, I'm on mouse and keyboard. It's the only format that it supports. If I used a controller on here, I'd have to bind it, and I still wouldn't get aim assist, so I'm better off playing it on the mouse. But if this game was crossplay, it would absolutely blow dick. Because then, all the controller players would just lock onto me and kill me pretty much every time because they have aim assist and I don't. I have to actually aim my weapon at somebody and have true aim. When you play on mouse, you have to physically aim. There is no lock-on target assist. You can see how I'm playing right now. If I'm shooting at somebody, I have to physically aim at them and hit them. It's not how it works on controller. You pretty much snap onto them. So that's dumb as hell too. And the last thing I think that's really shitty for FPS games, especially like the multiplayer ones, is this like battle pass microtransaction stuff. So in Call of Duty, like, yeah, you could be the lowest level, buy one of those tracer packs for $20 or $30 and be using a gun that is like 10 times better than everyone else, and you're only a level 1. Like, how is that fair to anybody? So anyways, hope you enjoyed, and make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.
We've lost the command post.